Are you an educator who wants to learn about the world of professional speaking? I'm here to help you with that. We have a program called Within Our Ranks. Within Our Ranks is training for educators who want to speak professionally. This program will help you through that process of understanding the world of professional speaking in K through 12. So look further throughout everything that we have here, check this out, and learn about Within Our Ranks to see if it's right for you. Hey, gang! We are here. We are live. Facebook, LinkedIn Live. My name is Steve Bowler, also known as Stand Tall Steve. And we're doing it this way. We're doing a little bit different, trying to connect with everyone out there as it relates to speaking in K 12, kindergarten through 12th grade, and pre K through 12th grade, and what that's all about. Now, one of the things, a lot of you guys know me or familiar with me basically as a keynote speaker, professional development provider, consultant, and coach in K-12 education. And I figured what I would do for this time is talk a little bit about my origin story, like where it is that I came from, how this all came about. And then from there, let's dive into if this is right for you. Is this something that you've thought about, something that may be the right direction for what it is that you want to do for your career, your life, whether it be a profession, whether it be a side hustle in some way. And then we're going to also bring in and talk about others who have done this in a lot of ways. So this is our first time in doing one of these. We're going to have some more, and some of these other ones we're going to talk about presentation skills. We're also going to talk a little bit more about, the business of it all and give you some understandings with that. And we'll talk to some more people as it relates to that. So just starting things off, let me just kind of give you an understanding about who I am, what this whole thing is about, and how we came about even showing this or doing this, this speaking, training, consulting within K through 12 education. All right. So first of all, as you know, my name is Steve Bowler, Stand Tall Steve. That's what I go by. And I'm Stand Tall Steve because I'm a tall guy. I'm 6'7". No, I'm not a basketball player. And there's a whole thing that goes with that. But here's the trajectory. Here's the trajectory of where it is that I've been and what it is that I do. Like many other students in high school, even in middle school, it actually all started. I did some student government. I was in student government. I was class president, continued into student government. I switched schools in 11th grade. I wasn't class president then, but I was still in student government, learning all the leadership things. Went to college, Kutztown University, Golden Bears. Yeah. Came out, became an art teacher. I taught art, painting, drawing, sculpting, pre-K to third grade. Yes, 6'7" black guy teaching pre-K to third grade art. From there, did that for 7 years, got my administrative certification, became a school administrator, started off as a vice principal at a middle school, continued on as an administrator, did that for 17 years as a school administrator. While that was happening, I started speaking professionally as a hobby, especially as an administrator. I kind of got into the world of professional speaking, what it's about, how to speak, all the different aspects of that, just doing it on the side, doing a little money here, a little money there. And then eventually, 8 years ago, now going on 9, I stepped into the world of full-time professional speaking. That's the way that it went. That is my trajectory. That's how it all went about. Now, understand this, gang. Understand this. I made a lot of mistakes. Things didn't go right. I wasn't quite sure how the trajectory went overall, but I knew that I had a message. I knew that I could say something. I knew that I could help others because the schools where I was administrator, they had an amazing culture and climate. The environment was electrifying. It wasn't just electrifying because it felt good, but it felt good and we got good outcomes. So the environment connected to what it is that we were going to, our outcomes and the things that we got. It was purposeful. So I started talking about those things. I just did it on the side. I wasn't sure what it is that I was doing too much. And then I became a superintendent. I eased off from it a bit, but then I dove back into it. And that's how it all kind of came about. When I was doing this, gang, learning to become a professional speaker, I knew I had a message. I knew I had something that others needed to hear. And I enjoyed speaking in front of other people. I got connected with NSA, National Speakers Association. Many people know about NSA, National Speakers Association, big association of professional speakers around the country in the U.S. And I took the time and I learned a little bit from them, a little at a time. Now, I love NSA. I love National Speakers Association, still a member, former president of NSA Philadelphia. And I'm actually the chair of the chapter leadership committee. But NSA is very corporate heavy as it relates to corporate speaking, nonprofit speaking, healthcare speaking, those things. It's not designed for K-12 educators. It's not K-12 friendly. A lot of the meetings that they have are during the day. Educators, what are we doing? We working, right? The events that they have, they're not in the price range that really connect well with the price ranges of K-12 educators. But I stuck it through. And I went through that to learn and to gain information, and I implemented it into what my speaking business was. And I made a lot of mistakes because of that. I had to, it's like, in schools and special ed, you have your special ed teacher who can alter the information for the special ed students. That's what needed to happen. That's what I was doing. I was altering the information and adjusting it so that I can better use it in the K-12 world. And so therefore, because of that, what ended up happening is I ended up creating an amazing, and I think it's pretty good, I call it my three-ring circus of a business by implementing the things that I learned through there, trial and error. And now I have a full-on speaking business. So let me share a little bit of that with you as well. So this is my business, gang. This is what it's all about. It's called Stand Tall Enterprises. Now, as much as I'm considered Stand Tall Steve, Stand Tall Enterprises, that is my business. Because that's what this is, gang. This is a lot of times educators go into this and you think, hey, I want to go out there and I speak. But if you want to really do this, it is a speaking-driven business. So there's more to it. You're basically an entrepreneur of business, and your product is your intellectual property, the knowledge that you have. So I have Stand Tall Enterprises. With Stand Tall Enterprises, the first part is me, Stand Tall Steve. That's me going out speaking. I'm the personality. I'm the one on the stage. I do that through keynotes. I do it through professional development. When you see me, that's the person that you're going to get. Then from there, I have Stand Tall Consulting. What is Stand Tall Consulting? Stand Tall Consulting is the long-term relationships that I have with schools and districts where I come in and I work deep with them. This isn't me on a stage. This isn't necessary. Some professional development in there, but it's also that consulting, that working closely with schools on culture, climate, leadership development, idea development. Then from there, I have the Stand Tall Academy. What's the Stand Tall Academy? Stand Tall Academy, we're developing this even more. It is our virtual courses. Yeah, virtual courses are a big thing now, and you know that. We have one that's called Classroom Management that works. You simply go to the website, you click on it. There's videos, there's content, there's curriculum, everything that you need to help you be better in developing a culture and climate in your classroom. And we have more that are going to be coming out with this, Stand Tall Academy. From that, we also have our Stand Tall Times newsletter. Now, many of you who are watching this probably get the newsletter. It comes out once a month, and it is chock full of ideas, concepts, provide tons of value. It lets you know what I'm up to, what I'm doing, provides opportunities for you to have me. Also, there's learning in there. There's videos, everything that's in there. That's my Stand Tall Times newsletter. Then we have the Stand Tall Steve channel, YouTube channel. If you go to Stand Tall Steve 1330 for YouTube, you're going to see tons, and I mean tons of videos. Some of the videos are 5 minutes, 2 minutes. Some of them are 30 minutes, 40. There's a variety of videos that you can just get for free that will help you learn about school, culture, climate, leadership development, idea development. Then we have Stand Tall Statements. The Stand Tall Statements is my blog. So we have a blog. A lot of the information that you see on the YouTube, you're seeing in the Stand Tall Times, Academy, all that is going to also be showcased in a blog. So you can go to my website. You can go through each one of the blogs. There's a variety of different ones that you can see. Then we have Within Our Ranks. That's what we're talking about. It's all the training provided for educators so that they learn how to do this. And we're going to get deeper into that. Then I have my Stand Tall book, Stand Tall Leadership, Ideas, Because of a Teacher, 10-minute classroom starters. I have my new book coming out called Just Do This. It's already out. I'm really excited about it. And then the last piece of this, I call it the several ring circus, is the School Culture and Climate Show. and that is my podcast that comes out once a month that really focuses in on school culture and climate and all the things necessary for it. So here's the thing, gang. Here's the thing, gang. When you're thinking about speaking, training, consulting, yes, there is the whole piece of actually speaking, getting in front of people, sharing it all. But then there's other things that can happen with this. So my question to you is, have you ever been to one of those educators that other people come to and say, man, you should be a speaker. Oh man, you need to share this. Do you have an idea, a concept, something that you do in your classroom, in your building, in your district that you feel is pretty good? Then this is for you. We know that when you go to professional development, all right, you go to a professional development, we all have been there in K-12 professional development, and someone gets up in front of you and gives you professional development, and they're not an actual educator, we're polite. Some of us are. But we know the difference. When there's somebody who's standing in front of them, who's a real educator, who's been in the trenches, who understands where you're coming from, who understands that the month of May and the month of March are just insane, right? Then there's a different level of respect. So if you're an educator who's out there who's always wondered what to do or how to make this happen, that's why I'm here. I'm here to help educators do this. And educators come in and they do this in a variety of different ways. Everybody has a different story. So what I want to do actually is I want to bring somebody on. I'm going to bring on Megan Deity. She's a part of Integrated. She is a real live third grade teacher who is now a professional speaker and is also is one of our coaches that we have for within our ranks. It's gone through it. So I'm going to bring Meg on at this time. So, hey, let's see what she is. There she is. Hey, Meg, can you hear me all right?
Hey, Steve, how's it going?
I am doing great. I am doing great. I'm chatting it up with everybody about the world of professional speaking. I kind of gave them an inside scoop of who I am and where I came from, because I realized a lot of the times that I post on Facebook and I do things that I don't tell people exactly how I got here or how it came about. And a lot of people may think that, oh, this is just Stand Tall Steve and he's just doing. It was a process and it was something. So knowing that you've been through within our ranks, you've gotten the training, you and all the things, I would love for you to share with everyone your origin story. It's almost like you're a superhero, right? What's your origin story for your superpower? Because everybody has one. So give us an insight on that. Tell us a little bit about who you are and how you got to where you are.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, it's not a happenstance. It doesn't just happen, which, I think when people hear Stand Tall Steve or see, you're like, oh, you just magically appeared and it's just great. That's kind of how it all came to be is I am a third grade teacher, 15 years, second and third grade. So, it's May right now. And through my 15 years, I started to realize that what I was doing in my classroom wasn't working. I knew that there was something more, there had to be something better. And through that work is when I started to do different instructional strategies. And I thought, this is good. This is working. Kids are growing. It's happening. My teaching partner and I, we started to develop some things. I thought we should share this with other teachers. We should maybe give them some hope of things that are going on in our classrooms. So we didn't really understand how that worked, how to do that. So we thought you just applied to conferences and you spoke to educators and you left. There wasn't any money involved. We had no idea. So Kara Rigsby is her name, and she's my duo. We speak together for Integrated. So about 5 years ago, we got accepted into a conference, spoke to some people, and that was that. We felt really good about it. And we left and we're like, well, that was fun.
Okay, okay. I'm going to slow you down. First conference, okay? First time going. What was that like? I mean, how many people were in the audience? Was it a packed house?
Sure. So we got into a national conference, first one out of the chute, and it was 7 people.
7 people came to your session.
Yeah.
Oh,
we were so excited. 7 people were in that room, and our slides were very, it was great. It was great. And oh, we just had this feeling, Steve. There's something about it that
Mhm, mhm.
that like spark that you get and that excitement when you're able to talk to other people and share it, and they take it in, and I was hooked. I was
Yeah.
hooked. I knew I had to do more speaking, more sharing of this idea. So, we kind of kept going. We developed our idea a little bit more. We kept sharing. People kept saying, "You should share this more. You should speak out. This is really good." And we thought, well,
Mhm,
okay, maybe we
mhm,
have some more to share.
mhm,
Um,
mhm.
we saw you speak in Las Vegas at a conference, and I thought, I want to share it like that. How do I do that? So I stood in a very long book line. I bought Steve's book, and I knew if I stayed at the back of the line long enough that I would get more time to ask him questions about how he does what he does. And so Kara and I stayed at the end, and at the very end, I just simply said, "How do you do this? How can you help me understand how this works?" Um, and that's when you brought up with the within our ranks,
Mhm.
and just it has just blossomed from there. And so now integrated is speaking all around the nation. It's becoming, more and more of a business, and just enjoying every minute of it.
That's it. Wow, there you go. Yeah, and I remember just to do a little reflection. I remember the first time meeting you. Yeah, yeah, you were at the last people in the line, and we took a photo together and everything. And I remember you saying, "How do you do this?" And I was like, and by that time, I have had within our ranks tiny, tiny baby piece of my bigger business where I've had a cohort already. I already had two cohorts by then, and I was developing and coming up with my third possible cohort. And so I had mentioned that to you, and then we were able to get you and your speaking partner, Kara, in on this. And that's what it all started. It really gave you some different understandings. Now, give me some connection here, based off of what you knew, and then with the information that you received in within our ranks. I mean, tell me a little bit about that. I don't even know if it's a specific question, but just kind
Yeah.
of process that out loud.
Well, what we thought we knew about speaking to educators was nothing compared to what we should have probably known. For one, you can get paid to speak.
Mhm,
Like, people want to hear what you have to say, and they pay you for it, which is really cool. That's
mhm,
helpful.
mhm.
And kind of how to make your speaking better. I don't know if you said this, Steve, but professional development education is not really the best. We all walk in and we're like, all right, we're hoping for a good one, and within 10 minutes we're like, oh. And
Oh,
no,
man.
it's not that the information is bad or the person trying to present it's just we just don't know. We don't
Yeah.
know how to make it
'Cause
better.
here's the thing, like, you're right. When you're talking about PD in schools, I find you got two different sides. Either it's very great content, but the presenter is boring.
Mhm.
Or the presenter is very entertaining, but the content's not so great. It's like we can't get both. Can we get good content and an entertaining presenter? Is it possible to get both? And my thing is yes, it is totally possible to get both. It is totally possible to get both.
Yeah. So I think the information that we learned, our cohort was for 1 year,
Mhm.
for that one at the time, and I got to be coached by you and Kara, and I just the amount of information that we learned. I say this over and over and over again. You have saved us time and money and heartache and a lot of tears and a lot of laughs along the way. We wouldn't be integrated, wouldn't be where it's at right now. I wouldn't be able to speak professionally and know that what I'm delivering is really good quality things for educators the way that I do it without joining within our ranks.
Wow. Hey, thank you so much. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. I mean, that means a lot because it's the truth. Because there's two different sides to all this, gang. All right. The first side of all this that is so outrageously clear is this thing right here. All right. You need to understand that as an educator, you are allowed to speak, train, and consult other educators and get paid for doing it.
Yes.
I'll say this again. As an educator, you are allowed to speak, train, and consult other educators and get paid for doing it. Now, I don't care how tough. Now, former principal and superintendent right here, okay? I get it. schools and administrators, they want to hold on to their teachers, they want to hold on to their administrators, they want to make sure that you are there doing what is necessary, and you should. But in the same voice, you have the right to go and to share your knowledge with others. And I'm not talking teachers pay teachers, okay? No, literally, you can go there and provide that training. So within our ranks is all about making sure that educators understand that and have the right to that. The other side of this is I want to make sure that education is better. It is better. We know it can be better. Everybody keeps coming at us about all kinds of things. And let's be honest, gang. Right now, the state of education in America, we're all worried. We don't know what's going on, right? The dismantling of the education department, everybody's kind of wondering what's going on, what's happening. I get it. Now's the time more than ever we need to lean into each other, climate and culture, and all those pieces to it. But with that being said, now is also the time, educators, you need to start thinking about other ways that you can provide this to other educators, this knowledge that you have. This is it. This is the time to start thinking about that, preparing for that, and aligning yourself so that you can make that impact within education.
And you can do it while you're still in the classroom or still in the building or still doing what you're doing. I have been teaching the entire time with 24 third graders and speaking at the same time. So it's completely doable. And I think, Steve, that's the biggest part is why Kara and I do what we do, is that we know the strategies and the things. We've field tested this. This isn't theory that we think it works.
Yeah, right.
And educators want to hear from educators. So if you're doing something that's working, we have to share it with each other.
Yeah, exactly. So if anybody is even here, everybody's watching it, in the comments, let me know, what areas is it that you are focused on? What areas that you think that you can share and make the world of education better? Because that's what we want more than anything. All right. Yes, there's a whole page side to it, but we know that we can make education better. We're all in it for the right reasons, right? Hopefully we're all in it for the right reasons. Because if you're in there for a longer period of time, more than 10 years, you better be in it for the right reasons. And that's what it is that we want to see. We want to make sure that that happens and doing it the right way. And it's kind of funny in school that you say that, you're an educator for what, 15 years you're going on now and everything like that. And you're doing this as well, being an educator. Same thing with Kara. I spoke professionally for 15 years while I was a school administrator. 15 years, y'all. I did it on the side. It is totally 100% possible. Yes. Can you do this full time? Yes. That's what I do now full time. But for 15 years, did it on the side. You want to talk about a nice chunk of change that you can get in your pocket while you're still a school administrator, school principal, school teacher, whatever it might be that you do. It's totally possible. Totally 100% possible. So the way that we do this is, let me kind of share with you, for everybody, how this works. We do it through retreats. So we hold a Within Our Ranks retreat 3 times a year. The retreat, we hold it, it's on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And we purposely do this so that it does not take you away from the school that much, right? We don't want that to happen. That's why we call it Within Our Ranks. It's just us. We designed this for educators. So we start off on a half-day Friday, full-day Saturday, half-day Sunday, so that way you can get back to your schools, your buildings, and do everything that you need to do. But during that retreat time, we are pouring into you. Now, the 3 retreats we have one that's in January, usually it's the last weekend in January. That's in Atlanta. We have one which is the last weekend in June, which we have coming up. That's in Philadelphia. And then we have another one that we do in November, and that is in San Antonio. We have a little special one that's popping up in June as well in Denver. We're doing a Within Our Ranks pop-up, but we'll talk more about that in a minute. But during this weekend retreat, I am explaining absolutely everything to you, finding out what your topic is, understand what your niche is, understanding the business, how to negotiate, how to price yourself. What else am I missing, man? Because you go to these retreats all the time. What else is happening during these retreats?
You're building that community of other educators with you. You're crafting your message and coming up with different ways to present it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's when you walk out of there, you have a blueprint to start making it happen, to move forward. And then we give you the opportunity to be a part of the inner circle where you are working directly with me all year long. So we call it whatever it takes coaching. I'm coaching you, whatever it takes to get you where you need to be. All right. Yeah. The retreat is life-changing. Thank you in the chats. I appreciate that. It is. I get it's life-changing to me each time that I do it. And I really make sure that that's what it needs to be for everybody else. So that's what happens. It allows educators, these are all K-12 educators. Now, here's the caveat for within our ranks. You need to have had at least 10 years experience. 10 years experience. Nothing against my newbies that are out there. Anybody who's less, nothing against you. But again, we're talking about improving the world of professional development and education. And you got to put your time in. You got to get tenured in there. 10 years is what we're looking for to really dive in. And how many people do we usually have at these retreats, Megan?
We have about that 15 to 20 mark.
Yes.
So the community, I think that's my favorite part, is that this is not a huge retreat where you have 50 to 100 people in a room, and it's not just for, you just build these relationships with people, and it feels like it's just for you. It's like a little family.
It's like a little family. It really is. And because they still can stay in communication even after the retreats, and they really connect and help each other. So here's the ask, everybody. I'm coming for the ask right now. If this has resonated with you in any way, you think, you know what? I think I may have something to say. Other teachers or colleagues or friends and family have said to you, you should share this. You should speak. You should get, even if you're not a speaker, let's say you want to consult. Maybe you just want to coach other people. Using your voice. This is a speaking-driven process where you're using your voice to it. If that has touched you in any way whatsoever, please go to withinourranks.com. Set up a discovery call. All right. Following this presentation right here, I'm going to post some things on how to schedule that discovery call, and we're going to check in and see what we can do to help you do this. This is what we want. We want you to do that. Go withinourranks.com. Click on the top part. It says contact us. You can get a discovery call in there and then learn about the world of professional speaking. Now is the time to do this. Now's the time to do it.
I think if you're an educator that you just know that you were made to do something more, that there's this pull that happens, and you're like, there's something else, this is really good. And if that's just tugging on you at all, it's an opportunity that it's at least worth trying. I wish that I would have figured it out sooner, honestly, because what I get to do now with Kara, what I get to share, the impact that I get to make and help teachers and students everywhere is just, it's just so fulfilling. So don't wait.
Don't wait. Just do it. We have one coming up in Philadelphia in June. Find out about it and just come. Even if you have an inkling of an idea that this might be for you, this is what we want you to do. All right. Hey, gang, I think that we hopefully I gave you guys some value. We're going to do more of these, and other ones we're going to talk about things like presentation style and how to get out there and present differently. And we're going to bring some other people from within our ranks community in there. We're going to talk a little bit more about business and how you can better negotiate and how do you figure out your pricing and things. So we're going to give you little tidbits of the things that happen at the retreats for within our ranks and all the pieces to that as we move forward to more of these Facebook and LinkedIn Live events. All right. Hey, Meg, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming on here and sharing your origin story and your experiences within our ranks. That means so much to me. I appreciate it so much.
Yes. Thank you for having me, Steve.
Hey, you're welcome. All right, gang. Hey, thank you for joining my Facebook Live and LinkedIn Live event. We're going to do more of these, like I said. Please go to within our ranks. Reach out to me. Tell me what you think of this. Did this go well? Did you enjoy this in any way? Go there, check it all out, and hopefully we'll see you at our within our ranks retreat. All right. Take care, gang. See you later.